Hello, friends and beautiful people. Does your basement look like this? Today I'm going to talk to you about my successes and failures in seed starting in my basement. Now, if you'll notice, we do have the lights down lower now. They actually, some of them could come down a little bit more. But what we've done is we've just set up a whole grow op here in the basement. And I'll tell you a little bit about what I've got going. I've got tomatoes started. The only ones that are really starting to pop, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, are my little Amish paste. So hopefully you can see that they're started. I did try to start some echinacea back there. I love echinacea. The pollinators love echinacea, and it's native, so if we can get those going, that would be awesome. And if you notice, I've got the smaller seed trays this time, and I just don't like them. Hubs had left the larger ones in the planting thing that we left at the other farm, so I did order some more, but I had to use these to start with. So I am kind of excited. I've got my lupins are coming up, and they're doing better in here than they did in the high tunnel. In the high tunnel, I had a lot of pest pressure, and that's not what happened to the, well, yeah, it is what happened to the lupins. The mice love those little seeds. I've got some hyssop that's coming up. The feverfew is not germinated yet. Nasturtiums over here are just now popping. Those went really quick, though. And I didn't, with these nasturtiums, I didn't stratify, I didn't soak them, I didn't do anything. I just plopped them in the dirt to see if they would come up. So that was kind of cool. Lamb's ear, we had a lot of that at the old farm. It makes a great bandage because of its absorbency. Makes great toilet paper. Put it in a tea. It's just got a lot of great properties, and I wanted to start a little bit of that. Same thing with yarrow. We always plant that for the medicinal garden. And then here's a bunch of tomatoes that I started, and these guys should all start coming up. Probably, I'm going out of town tomorrow, so probably that's when everybody will pop. And then I've got jalapenos, banana peppers, the Macedonian peppers, poblanos, cayenne, Marconi, paprika, and California blend, all right down through here. And then I've got the San Marzanos over here. Now, the peppers are on heat mats. The tomatoes aren't yet, but they will be as soon as I'm done filming this video. And I leave the light on the top. Once they start to come out of the soil, I'll lower these lights down. All right. Then over here, because I didn't think my nasturtiums would come up, there they are. Those are all going to go in one of my green stalks. We've got Amish coxcomb. I've started oregano, thyme, and St. John's wort. None of that is coming through yet. We've got verbena, giardia, spilanthes, which is that toothache plant that I use a lot of, and straw flowers in this one. And then we've just now got some columbine starting through. We've got some snapdragons. The sage hasn't popped yet. That's over there. In the far corner over there, we've got peas, and I mixed reviews on those peas. I never knew that. Someone told me that if you start peas and you soak them overnight, which is what I do, I dumped just a thing of seeds into one of my empty brown yeast bottles of water, and then the next day I plopped them in the soil. Well, I didn't know that supposedly the ones that float aren't any good. So if you notice, it's really funny, the one on the end there that doesn't have anything, that's the ones that were on the top, because I just lifted the ones off the top with my fingers and plopped them in. So, and we've got dill started over there. The big plant you see is borage, and then we've got chamomile, black-eyed Susan vine. That one's always slow to pop, but there are some of those over there. And then over in that one on the end is, oh, the painted foxglove that I saved from where my son got me some flowers. Down through here, we've got broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. I started some more borage and black-eyed Susan. The fennel has not come through yet. I might replant it because that was one of the first things I planted, I think. I can look at what I do on my tags, and I think I showed you this, is I write where it came from, whether it was saved or not, and the date that I started it is on the back. And you can't even see that, but it's there. Onions were a flop, but those were old seeds. And someone had a question about the onions. The onions that I am starting now from seed will be for next year, not this coming year. And then I need the seeds to go again. But onion seeds are only good for a year. Anything in that allium family, you can do, chives can do 2 years, which if you see, my chives are coming up. But like my red Florence fennel, or red Florence onions, I think I got 2 of them in there. So I'm going to end up having to restart all of them. I do have leeks and shallots. And then over here are the sweet Spanish onions, and there's nothing coming up there. I've got some dahlias coming up and some salvia. And then I've got a whole tray full of calendula because we use that for salves and for other medicinal purposes. So we have a lot going on here, and we're just super excited. I have learned a lot doing it this way, and I've also learned, I'm not being ugly, but I've learned that I need to be more, I don't want to say forceful and I don't want to say aggressive, more intentional with explaining to my husband why I need things certain ways. When he first put the lights in, he hung them up too high, and I was so thankful that he was hanging the lights for me and running the electric, because it was a lot of work to do that for me, that I just said, I'll just let him go. And I shouldn't have done that, because I ended up with leggy broccoli that I had to restart. I'll show you that. See right here? There's good and bad broccoli in there. I restarted some of it, but see how it's reaching? Even with the light here now, this guy here is never gonna reach for the stars. So what I like about planting in the basement is that I can come down here in my robe and just talk to my plants, see what's going on. It's an exciting way to start my day right before I get in the shower, because the shower is down here. And the light setup is pretty good. There's not as much pest pressure. I can control the temperature more. I don't have to worry about what's going on outside with the weather. But I have a lot more success and faster germination, and my plants grow faster outside. Out in the high tunnel is the way to go. We did get, yay, we got the garden, the one bed ready. So this weekend, we have a funeral Saturday, but we're gonna probably Friday night get some of those in-ground crops in, the carrots, the beets, some lettuce, some radishes, and things like that. So that's exciting. And then I just told him to just plow up everything, the whole 26 acres. I can fill it up. And I think I probably could if I actually germinated all of my seeds, but that's a story for another day. So if you haven't started any seeds yet, we're in zone 6A. Supposedly now we're 6B. We're still going to call ourselves 6A after the frost that hit 2 years ago after Mother's Day, which is our planting date. Start something. Just, even if it's a little pot in your window, plant yourself some herbs, an herb that you use frequently. It is just such a joy. And like I've told you before, the studies about getting your hands in the dirt and your feet in the dirt, I'm telling you, it's a great way to start your day. Till next time, be blessed and be a blessing.